I know. I know. I know. I should stop what you do.
Hey, what up everybody, it's SHOWTIME, and as you can tell by the title of this video, on this very beautiful and elegant subject or episode, we are going to be discussing the art of approaching women or approaching girls, depending upon what grade you're in and what age bracket you're trying to go for. Now, if you recall, the week before last, we had a discussion of whether men were justified or they had the jurisdiction to defend themselves by using brute force if a woman were to hit them first, depending upon the severity of the situation. Well, on this episode, we're going to be talking about whether or not or how a man could go about hitting on women rather than hitting a woman. So let's get right into it. Now, if you ask me personally whether or not I feel as though you should approach women or you should go approach a girl and talk to her, at the stage that I'm in my life right now, I would have to say no. And the reason as to why I say no is because I'm focusing on myself and focusing on my goals, and I'm focused on becoming my best version in the most non-selfish way possible, if that makes any sense. I'm working on becoming my perfect form. If you watch Dragon Ball Z, you know how Cell became his perfect form. Well, I'm working on achieving perfection. I'm a big anime fan, by the way. But anyway, because by me evolving into my perfect form, I honestly believe that I will be all the man and even more of the man that woman would need when I finally do meet Mrs. Right. But now getting back to the subject of the video, if you're expecting me to give you some type of sacred forbidden knowledge or some type of secret formula constructed by the hands of Einstein himself that's harder to get his hands on than the Krabby Patty formula concerning approaching women, you've come to the wrong place. Because let's be honest, and what I'm about to say, I have proof because I've talked to a lot of guys concerning this. The problem really doesn't seem to be necessarily approaching the woman, because you have no problem doing that. Once you get over the approach anxiety or the approach fear or whatever the case may be, approaching the woman isn't the problem. It's really when it comes to having dialogue or conversation. That's where the problem comes in. It's like you freeze up. You don't know what to say. You're right in front of her, and for some reason, now that you're looking her face to face, now you've frozen.
Do you wanna build a snowman?
But anyway, since approach anxiety or approach fear, which is this feeling that happens in the pit of your stomach that feels like somebody's trying to solve a Rubik's Cube in the fastest time possible is occurring in your stomach, since that's what it seems as though a lot of guys are struggling with, then let's talk about it. Not going to talk about this strange phenomenon in totality and completely diagnose it, because in all honesty, I don't want this video being 30 minutes to 45 minutes. And I understand y'all like my videos and y'all like my opinions and how I present them, but I can almost guarantee y'all don't want to sit here for 45 minutes listening to the sound of my voice. But first and foremost, and most importantly, I want to say is that it's all in your mind. And the reason as to why I say that is because usually when a guy has approach anxiety, is because he either feels that he is not good enough for the woman, he does not possess the confidence that he can actually approach her and be everything that she needs, or he feels as though that the woman is just out of his class, out of his league. She's too hot for him. She's like way past a 10 on his scale of 1 to 10. And I hate to say it, but usually this is the characteristics of that of a shallow person. You only believe, or you predominantly believe, that looks is what is the determining factor of whether or not somebody is worthy enough of being with you or you being with that person. You need to look a little bit deeper into the reason as to why you feel as though you and somebody should be compatible. Guess what? When gravity takes its course and that booty isn't as round as it used to be, it's starting to look more of an oval type shape, or it's starting to look like a bag full of oatmeal, you're going to realize that you made the wrong choice and that looks really aren't everything. You don't have anything in common with this person. But once you get over this strange phenomenon known as approach anxiety, you need to make sure that when you approach the woman and you talk to this woman, that you have a very strong mental and emotional connection with her. Because when you have a very strong emotional or mental attachment to somebody, you more than likely will want to see them again or have them in your life in some way, shape, or form. Am I correct? That's why you hear the notion that if you make a woman laugh, that you practically got her, that she's yours, or whatever the case may be, which I don't ever like to say that any other human being is mine, because I don't have any type of control over anybody, and that really feels like I may actually be a crazy type of boyfriend if I say that. But they say that when you make a woman laugh, that she's practically yours, and the reason as to why is because when she thinks about you, once y'all leave that interaction, she'll think, oh, this guy made me laugh, oh, Jeff or Bob made me laugh. He made me have all of these positive and happy emotions and vibes. So she's automatically going to associate you with happiness or with positive vibes. So she's going to want to be around you for that reason. But the most important thing that I must stress to you out of all of these things is that you need to be yourself. Be authentic to yourself. What you don't want to end up happening is the woman falling in love or the girl starting to like a person that isn't you. You put on this fake persona of someone that you're not, and she falls in love with that. And then when you show her who you truly are, she ends up leaving you because you're not the person who she thought she fell in love with. And that's what ends up happening a lot of times with these relationships. That's why relationships really crumble and fall, because there's a whole lot of faking. Nobody's being authentic to themselves. But I believe that wraps it up for this episode. I knew I couldn't avoid this question. My audience is 89% male and 11% female, so there's only a matter of time before I was going to run into a question of this type of atmosphere. So to the 11% of my audience that is females, hopefully you bear with me to the end of this video. And if you feel as though you can add to the conversation and put something in the comment section below that will give these men good tips and tricks on how you would like to be approached, that will help them so that they can approach women in a very successful manner, please put it in the comment section below. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, if you're part of the audience that has subscribed to me because you like the music that I make, I'm going to be releasing something next Wednesday, so be on the lookout for that. And like I said before, it's Jay Showtime, your favorite rapper and favorite person, and if you ain't authentic, we ain't conversing. Till next time.